Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today, Athene Holding Ltd filed a current report and I am spotting some interesting investor relations disclosures. Quick note, this is not financial advice, just my take on public filings for educational purposes. The company is sharing some investor presentations that give a peek into their asset portfolio and related party dealings. Athene Holding Ltd has put out some important investor material on their website. These are not your typical financial statements, but rather presentations that dive into specific areas of their business. Think of them as detailed snapshots of what is going on under the hood. What is interesting here is that the company is making these presentations available to investors. This is part of what is called Regulation FD, which is all about making sure all investors get the same information at the same time. Essentially, they are opening the kimono a bit more and showing investors detailed looks at their alternatives portfolio, their asset portfolio compendium, and specifically affiliated and related party assets. Now, why would Athene be highlighting these specific areas? One reason is that they have various classes of preferred stock and subordinated debt outstanding. For instance, they have Series A, Series B, Series B, and Series D and Series E preferred stock, as well as junior subordinated debt. Especially those that might be considered affiliated or related party transactions, can directly impact the value and returns of these preferred securities and debt instruments. Investors in these securities would be very keen to understand how these assets are performing and if there are any potential conflicts of interest or risks associated with them. Looking at the company's filings, we see a list of their securities traded on the New York Stock Exchange. These include depository shares representing interests in different series of preferred stock, like the 6.35% fixed to floating rate perpetual non-cumulative preferred stock Series A, which trades under the ticker symbol ATH-PRA. They also have Series B, Series D, and Series E preferred stock, each with different dividend rates and terms. Beyond the preferred stock, they also have 7.250% fixed rate reset junior subordinated debentures due 2064, which trade under the ticker ATHs. This is essentially long-term debt. And how Athene manages its assets and generates returns is crucial for its ability to pay interest on this debt, and eventually repay the principal. The date of this filing is May 1, 2026. This tells us that the information being shared is current as of that date. The fact that they are releasing these specific portfolio spotlights at this time might also suggest it is tied to a particular reporting period, like a quarter, and they want to give investors context beyond just the raw financial numbers. While the actual presentations are not part of this 8, K-filing, the commitment to share them on their investor relations website, is noteworthy. It suggests a strategy to provide investors with more granular insights into their investment strategies and how their assets are structured, particularly concerning affiliated and related party transactions. This is often a sensitive area for investors as it can sometimes indicate potential risks or complexities in how the company operates. The transparency around these specific assets could be an effort to preemptively address investor concerns or to highlight the robust management of these areas. Now, when companies offer more detailed portfolio information like this, especially concerning affiliated assets, it can be a double-edged sword. On one hand, it shows increased transparency, which is usually a good thing. It allows investors to get a deeper understanding of where the company's money is invested and how those investments are performing. On the other hand, it can also reveal complexities or risks that might not be apparent in a standard financial report. For Athene, which has a complex capital structure with multiple classes of preferred stock and subordinated debt, managing these assets effectively and transparently is paramount to maintaining investor confidence across all its outstanding securities. The potential impact for investors in ATH-PRA, for example, is significant. Dividends on preferred stocks are paid out of the company's earnings, and the performance of the underlying assets directly affects those earnings. If the alternatives portfolio or affiliated assets are performing well, it's good news for preferred stockholders. If they are not, it could put those dividend payments at risk. Historically, companies that have robust and well-managed asset portfolios, especially those with diversified strategies, tend to fare better in the long run. However, the devil is often in the details of how those assets are managed and valued. Looking back at similar filings from companies in the financial services sector, when they start to highlight affiliated or related party assets, it often signals a period where they are trying to build comfort with investors about the governance and financial health surrounding these intercompany dealings. It does not automatically mean there is a problem, but it does mean that investors should pay extra close attention to the details within those accompanying presentations. The key will be to see if these presentations demonstrate strong performance and sound risk management for these specific asset pools. For Athene Holding Ltd, this filing is less about a specific financial result and more about the ongoing communication strategy with its investors, particularly those holding its preferred stock and subordinated debt, by sharing these portfolio spotlights. The company is aiming to provide a clearer picture of its asset management capabilities and its approach to related party transactions, which are critical elements for ongoing investor trust and confidence in these complex financial instruments. Alright, that is my take. Stay decoded. If you found this breakdown helpful, please like and subscribe. And join our Discord community linked in the description.